So we at IBM have a little tradition when we come to give talks. We say, good afternoon. And then we say, not good enough. Good afternoon. You guys are hopeless. All right. So I have about 6 minutes and 43 seconds to explain what Smarter Planet is, why IBM is interested in that kind of thing, aside from the obvious that we live on it, and how geospatial technologies, Esri and Esri partners can participate. So let me start with a little history lesson. You probably don't know this, but 2010 is our centennial year. We were founded in 1910. And what we like to do as a company is we like to do things that move the needle. Sometimes we move them because they're business imperatives. Sometimes we do things because they're interesting. In 1964, we did something, we weren't quite sure what it was. Some of you might have heard of it. It was called the System 360. And it really created the modern IT industry. In the same way, I think Jack probably has some memories of working on an early 360, the first version of the software we now call ArcGIS. In 1997, after a number of years of research in artificial intelligence and search algorithms, IBM put together a system called Deep Blue. I was with the company at the time, and it was fascinating to watch the IBM machine beat Garry Kasparov. By the way, the System 360 had one processor, 8 megabytes of memory. Deep Blue had a little more. And in 2004, we built something called Blue Gene to focus on protein folding in medical applications. It had 131,000 processors in it, 280 trillion instructions per second. Some of you may have seen earlier this year a game show called Jeopardy! And the point of the exercise was for us to understand how well we had processed in understanding and processing natural language. And we thought, what better way to do this than to participate in a game, in a intellectual interaction, which is all about wordplay and language. And for those of you who saw the game, Watson did quite well. So that brings me to our latest challenge. And we call it Smarter Planet. Let me explain why. We are all living on a world, as we heard Jack say this morning, which will have 9 billion people on it. So there is a planet-wide incentive to do more with less. How is that going to happen? Well, there's a number of forces that are helping us. Number one, the world's getting more instrumented. Many more people carry things like phones. The physical and the digital worlds are connected much more than they used to be by things like sensors and monitors. And finally, this fabric of computation capability is interconnected and is becoming to be the basis of making intelligent decision-making. So we say the world is becoming more instrumented, interconnected, and intelligent. And we can use these trends, these capabilities, to do important and interesting things. So some people think this is actually a marketing campaign, and it's actually changed the company to its roots. We are focused very deeply in industries like energy. We're working with governments worldwide, and we are focused a lot on transportation. So as an example of this, some of the gentlemen from IBM with me here today, they actually are not used to being called gentlemen, are from the Maximo team. They did a lot of work with Esri over the past few years, creating something called Maximo Spatial, and we use it a lot in the utility, transportation industries. So the three things together, geospatial technology, IT, and analytics, are really three of the most important things that can come together to build these Smarter Planet applications. So for example, if one has a rainstorm in a city, can cause sewer backups, cause the streets to be flooded, you would like to be able to do things like reroute buses, reroute traffic signals, maybe have the police involved in directing traffic. Similarly, monitoring energy use to look for predicted peaks using Historical models, hysteresis, and predictive analytics is the second thing that you can do. And you get the idea. Transportation networks, all of these things benefit and critically need physical information, geospatial information, business processes, IT, models, and analytics in order to do all of these things together. So IBM was a really easy choice, actually, has embraced Esri as our geospatial partner in building a smarter planet, and we're engaged with them worldwide. And it's been a wonderful partnership. I personally have only been involved for a little bit over a year, but it's awesome to see the two teams work together. The dashboard on the left of your screen is an example of a smarter building dashboard. It's a company that manages smarter buildings worldwide, and one can zoom in from the world to the country, to the state, to the city, to the block, to the building, to the floor that this company manages. And on the right, we have another dashboard around smarter water. So we talk about smarter cities, and in fact, we launched the Smarter City initiative last week at IBM's Pulse conference. A smarter city we really think of as a system of systems, and I've already talked about them: public safety, water, power, transportation. These systems work together, and the interconnection of these systems lets one make intelligent decisions about how to deal with these federated systems in managing a city. So we're really looking for some help, and this is my pitch to all of you to come join us, work with us, grow with us. We are engaged in these industries and others, and your expertise is sorely needed with us so that we can build a smarter planet together. It takes about 10 minutes for you to join Partner World. It's free, by the way. And we'd like you to come on an adventure with us, grow with us, build a smarter planet with us. So just in conclusion, I'd like to modify what's on this chart. It's not about location that matters in a smarter planet. What we do here and what I've been watching here today is much more profound than that. It's about geospatial information. It's about the linkage of the physical and the digital worlds. That ability that you uniquely have here is what we need together to build a smarter planet. Thank you.